So video editing usually requires high specs or requirements for a computer or laptop, which are very expensive. If your system doesn't have the high specs it needs, editing can really be a hard and frustrating thing to deal with. Most times for editing 1080p or 4K clips, you need like 16 gig of RAM with the latest processors, drives and hardware. I edit on a laptop of 8 gig RAM, 1 terabyte ROM and Intel Core i7 and Nvidia GeForce 610M processors, which are not even compatible with Adobe applications for some reason. Sometimes Premiere just crashes while I edit or just close. And if you're in the same situation, I have 7 tips which will make editing go a lot faster and without crashing. The first tip is to avoid editing on an external drive. I used to do this a lot when I started editing and also when I'm editing large videos because I thought it would make the editing faster, but it didn't. I actually found this out by watching videos on YouTube. Instead of editing off an external drive, copy everything you need to your local SSD. When you're done editing, then you can copy everything back to your external drive. This also saves you from experiencing this. That is one of the worst things to experience when editing in Premiere Pro. If you are editing from an external drive, then always ensure that you have fast connection. Now for the second tip, if you're working on a large project, most times it's really slow. Sometimes there are hundreds of clips in your project, which makes the project become unstable. To fix this, go to the menu and click on Edit and click on Remove Unused. You can also do this in After Effects by going to the menu, Dependencies and click Remove Unused Footage. This will remove anything that's not in the timeline or sequence from the project. It's just like taking out the trash. The third tip is to use proxies. Proxies will make your playback faster and smooth. To do this, select all your clips and right click, then go to proxy and choose create proxy. Change the format to QuickTime and change the preset to a lower resolution. This will make a copy of those clips. Then in the program monitor, move the toggle proxies button to the toolbar and now you can enable or disable proxy. Or if you don't want to use proxies, here's another way to get faster playback. In the program monitor, click on the drop down close to that loose spanner, orange, whatever that is, and you can change the resolution to half or even quarter. This will make your playback faster. And now the fourth tip. Newer versions of Adobe Premiere Pro or After Effects comes with new features which can sometimes make them slow or unstable. So you can choose to install other versions of the software and that should actually make it better. Okay, so for the fifth tip, Adobe has a feature called Dynamic Link. This allows you to work on one project in more than one Adobe application simultaneously. For instance, if you're working in Premiere and you want to create some motion graphics or tracking, you can replace a clip with a new After Effects composition of that clip without closing or opening any software. Sometimes this can make the application become slow in some cases. To avoid that, first make sure to duplicate the clip and then send it over to After Effects. After you do your tracking or whatever you want to do, disable the video layer, and when you go back to Premiere Pro, the composition only shows what you've done in After Effects and the video clip remains in the timeline. This will make playback and rendering faster. So for the sixth tip, after adding a lot of clips and effects to your timeline, you will get very slow playback, or like what happens to me, it won't play at all. To avoid this, make sure to render the sequence after some time of adding clips or effects. To do this, go to the menu and click sequence, then choose render effects in to out, or you can just press enter on your keyboard. And when you want to play back what you've done, make sure everything in the timeline is rendered. And when it is, the line on top of the timeline will turn green. This will enable very smooth playback and also make your exporting faster. And finally, for the last tip, let's say you'll be working hours on a project and Premiere crashes and you forgot to save. I've been there a lot. Well, Premiere Pro has a default autosave option. So to recover what you've lost, go to the menu and click on File, then choose Open Project, or just press Ctrl O on your keyboard. And now go to where you save the project. Now in that folder that you save the project, there will be a folder named Adobe Premiere Pro Autosave. So open that folder and just open the project from there. If your autosave was off, then sorry. But here's how you can turn it on. Go to the menu and click on Edit. Then go down to Preferences and click on Autosave and click on Autosave Projects and click OK. And those were my 7 tips for editing faster, especially with a slow computer. So that was it for this video. I hope you really liked it. I couldn't include this part of the other recording because it got really messed up. But anyway, make sure to like the video because it really helps to spread the content to other people. And subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you in the next video.